Good morning and happy hump day to you. Good morning. It is another hump day here at the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. I'm Dr. Valerie Renee Shepherd, and I'm ecstatic to be coming to you live. Yay! From the USA location of the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. It's really great to be here. I'm wishing you a fabulous start to a fabulous day. And if you are not in the Pacific time zone with me, a fabulous middle to your day, a fabulous evening, an end to your day. And if you're watching this on replay, you could comment #replay and tell us what time of day is it where you are. Whatever, it doesn't even matter. It's just wonderful to have you with us. Thank you so much. We do these Hump Day Happy Chats, if you haven't noticed, on Wednesdays. And the whole idea is to provide you with some means to create more happiness, more peace, more love, more joy, more harmony, more emotional freedom in your life. We're talking about creating a high vibration living. So living in flow, creating what you want, creating it in peace and ease. Eat peas and grapes, ease, peace, and grace. And in the midst of creating it, having all the experiences be powerful and positive and supportive and sustaining and grace-filled. For you to be able to experience your life from a place of all is well here, everything is very, very right here. And my favorite affirmation these days is that I'm on my path of least resistance, experiencing my greatest surprises and delights. I'm on my path of least resistance, experiencing my greatest surprises and delights. And the more I embody that and what it means to actually be that, not just believe it, but be that, the more that is what I experience, what I be. Yay, juicy deliciousness, the mirror, the law of reflection, the cycle of reciprocity, working in harmony with universal laws. So thank you so much. I don't know about you, but we just have been celebrating wonderful times, wonderful experiences. A lot of people at the midpoint of the year do the holidays in the summertime and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm wishing that juicy and deliciousness has been for you at this time too. It really has been for me, even in the midst of some very difficult circumstances going on. It's still been juicy and delicious. So here at the Hartley Center, Dr. Valerie is all about self-mastery. My PhD is in consciousness and human potential. I've created a curriculum that is all about you mastering yourself in your life so that you can exquisitely manage whatever your life brings your way. Exquisitely manage whatever your life brings your way. So notice, it's not about your life being perfect. Never having things to be upset about. Never having things to cry about. Never having things that don't go your way. That's not it. It's about no matter what happens in the outside world, that because of where you are in your inner world, you're able to navigate it with strength, with confidence, with perseverance, with tenacity, with great self-love and self-acceptance, self-forgiveness. Like, that's self-mastery. And when you're in that journey, so not on it, in it, meaning it's rolling in you while you're rolling around in it. When you're in the journey of self-mastery, wow. Things just really seem to take on a completely different light, a completely different heart space to be in, dropping out of your mind and head and into your heart as your guide, your beacon of truth. And then leveraging the massive and powerful brain, the wisdom in your intellect, in service to the guidance coming through your intuitive self, your higher self, your soul-based self. The subtitle of my book is Dancing Your Soul Light Style. Soul Light Style. Soul Light Style. The lightness of being that is in your soul. The physical body needed to be in the human realm, the earthly realm, is what may make life feel heavy. But that's not the truth of who you are. That's not the truth of who you are. So as we're talking about, how do I discern truth? Today's Hump Day Happy Chat. When will my greatest teacher appear? When will my greatest teacher appear? On the path to self-mastery, this is a profound question. Like, who are my teachers? Where are they? How will I know? Will they find me? Do I have to search for them? It's a profound question, and we won't be able to deal with the whole question today. But I just want to talk about a couple aspects of it. So this statement, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. It's attributed to the Buddha, so we're talking about millennia ago. The Buddha having said this, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. It's also considered of theosophical origin. So what is theosophy? It's this mystical study of the divine nature of all things. It teaches that the purpose of human life is spiritual emancipation. Ooh, that's what I talk about. Freedom. Freedom. Freedom to live as your highest self, your highest truth. And that comes from being able to put aside all the isms of life that come from a lower vibration, lower consciousness. That the human, theosophy also teaches that the human soul undergoes reincarnation as one body dies and it moves into another life experience. So some of you may be having trouble with that. Maybe not. Hopefully reincarnation is a part of your possibility system, even if it's not a part of your belief system. So the idea of oneness, the idea that mysticism exists in all of the great religions. It's not all black and white, concrete, testable, provable. There is mysticism underneath some of the greatest principles. The Kabbalah, it teaches the mysticism of the teacher Yeshua. There is so much underneath this idea of when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Who are our greatest teachers? People want to put names to them. And there's more to it than that. I have said almost my whole life, you don't need to sit someone down and tell them teaching is happening, learning is happening, education is happening right now. Pay attention. That education is happening all around us. The white noise, so to speak, of our lives, the noise that is kind of in the background, that constant hum of energy, of things happening. Oh my gosh, what was that? That constant hum is a part of what's being taught, what's being learned, what will, after being learned and embodied, become expression. It's a beautiful cycle, especially when we're on this journey of self-mastery and we are consciously looking at the cycle in our own lives. And we're constantly saying, well, okay, so what's really going on here? Why is this really happening now? What is this about? Have you done any of that lately? Those are interesting periods in my life, I believe, when I'm really saying, what on earth is going on here? And why? What is it about? Ah! And sometimes my expression is just like that. Ah! What's going on? And I'm a curse-friendly speaker, so there's usually an expletive or two in there, but I'll save you from that today. So this idea, the mystical idea of when a being is ready, its opportunity shows up. Do you hear that? Teacher as opportunity. So in this idea of like, what is this concept that we're dancing with? It can help you. It can help you to like take off your preconceived notions and definitional ideas of what things are. For example, the question I would love for you to ponder: who or what is the teacher? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Who and what is the teacher? And when you're on this path, in this path of self-mastery, serves you really well to expand your definition of the teacher. Now, in truth, step 1 of my book, Wake Up to the Truth of Who You are your teacher. You might say you are the only teacher in your life. How can that be? That is really deep. The mystical wisdom underlying that statement is deep. We don't have time to go into that today. So we're going to put that to the side. You can dance with that. And in the mystical nature of your life, something might show up to help you understand that, even without me talking about it. And there are others who talk about it as well. You are your greatest teacher. But for today, we're going to stay on this path, this idea with the traditional definition of teacher, which Oxford Dictionary says is a person who teaches, and it's primarily in a school. So think about lessons learned in that definition of teacher. However, on self-mastery, in the self-mastery journey, we get to open up the idea of teacher and look at where else I could be getting the wisdom that serves my life to go higher. Where else could I be getting this wisdom? How else does this wisdom that allows my life to be higher and better, where could it come from? Where could it be most accessible to me? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So experiences, teacher; absence as teacher; contemplation as teacher; catastrophic experience as teacher; emotions as teacher; illness as teacher; physical body as teacher; relational aspects of you to nature, to other beings, to yourself as teacher. Are you with me? Are you getting it? Give me a thumbs up. Are you getting it? When will my greatest teacher appear? Interesting. So the concept of when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, that concept is saying your greatest teacher appears when you're ready. What's the definition of readiness? Receptivity is number 1. There's no point for a teacher to show up when you're in the no posture, when you're in the I already got this posture, when the I don't need that posture, when you're in the skepticism posture. There's no reason for a teacher to show up, because that teacher is not going to be listened to. That teacher, whatever that is, absences, experiences, contemplation, catastrophe, emotions, physical body relationships, or a real physical teacher, that teacher's going to kind of be frustrated and potentially be ignored and potentially be thrown out. So receptivity, your receptivity, can dictate when your greatest teacher appears. Who are you being in your relationship to learning, to benefiting from a teacher in your life that could guide you to a completely different experience, a better experience, a more healthy experience, more holistic experience, more loving experience, more joy-filled experience, more prosperous experience? Who is your greatest teacher? And how will you know when they appear? So one of the teachers that I want to just talk briefly about today is one of my favorites, and I've had to cultivate my relationship in order to make that statement. One of my favorites. Is that so? I'm not sure I can really stand behind that word. So we'll say one of my greatest. One of my greatest teachers have been my mistakes. Do you ever make mistakes? Mistakes. Big ones, little ones. Somehow they all had something for me. And I don't mean just something to teach me, like, don't do it this way again. I mean going deeper. Like inviting myself to be in a relationship with the question, curiosity. One of the most important aspects, characteristics of a person in the self-mastery quest, curiosity. So when you think of a mistake, the definition that Merriam-Webster says is an action or judgment that is misguided. Ooh, important word. Misguided or wrong. Now, I don't typically play in my body of work with the concepts of good, bad, right, wrong. So I definitely talk about misguided. Like, what is underneath that decision or that choice or that thought? What's underneath it? And maybe what's underneath it, the deeper intent, is what's taking you off track, is what's really the misguided part, or the source of the guidance that is wonky. And then instead of wrong, I always talk about the only thing you have to ask, because what's right this moment could be wrong the next, and vice versa. The only real discernment that you need to get to is this serving me here and now? Is this serving me here and now? And in the journey in self-mastery, you get better and better at answering that question. Stronger and stronger. More creative at answering that question. Is this serving me here and now? So when you think about mistakes, think about synonyms like error or whoops or slip or blunder. I like blunder. Blunderbuss, that's a gun, big gun. Old-timey gun. Pretty funny. Cartoony kind of gun. So they're all talking about the departure from, I don't know, what is best, what is true, what is proper, misconceptions, some sort of whoopsie-daisy. And this is really not about judging a mistake as really bad or not so bad or catastrophic. It's not about that. It is about creating a relationship with your mistakes, your blunders, your lapses, your whoopsie-daisies, creating a relationship with them that serves you. When will my greatest teacher appear? You've probably had some teacherish experiences through your mistakes throughout your life. So, inventories of mistakes. One that I've recovered from, big changes are all that matters. Got to go big or go home. Heard that platitude? Go big or stay home, or go big or go home. Well, not all big things lead to big changes, and little things can be really powerful. That was an error in my judgment. This was a big one for me when I was in victim energy, seeing things for much worse than they are. And also the drama queen that I was in that energy of victimhood. Seeing things for being much worse than they are. I used to talk about sitting in abundance and calling it lack. That's seeing things for much worse than they are. Because what was there, even though it was abundant, wasn't enough according to me. I wanted more. Living your life as a testament to please other people. Serving yourself up as an offering to other people's happiness. Serving yourself up as an offering to other people's success. Living your life only to support and serve and heal and protect and blah, blah, blah for others. Mistake. Reading and watching only what you agree with. Determining that only the things that I agree with are correct. And everything else, meh, who needs it? They're wrong. Who needs them? Because they're wrong. Mistake. Definitely a mistake in my life. Repetitively doing things that don't work. Whoops. Usually when I did that, I wasn't awake enough to notice that the thing hadn't worked. And or I was under this platitude of, if you don't succeed, try and try again. Just keep going. Never ever quit. Nothing bad or wrong about those things. It's what's underneath it that could be guiding you into where that platitude isn't working so much. Not so much. Neglecting self in favor of others. There's so many. That's just a tiny inventory of potential mistakes, that I've made in my life that you could look for in your life. What's the idea? Mind your mistakes. What's the idea? Mistakes are good. When we open ourselves up to receive what the mistake came to teach us about us for our soul's evolution. Juicy and delicious. When will my greatest teacher appear? A, when you're ready. And B, that teacher's probably shown up in your life on multiple occasions, kind of testing your waters of receptivity. Is your heart open in the posture of surrender to your highest good? Your greatest teacher is already in your life in a number of ways. The challenge for you is to cultivate the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and the heart to receive. What's the wisdom in your life right now, wanting to get your undivided, engaged attention so that it can activate the highest and best version that you already are? So as you go into the contemplation of this idea, my mistakes could be my greatest teacher. Am I doing this to them? I don't want to think about them. I don't want to know about them. I don't want to tell anybody about them. I have to keep it a secret. Like, if they knew that I had that kind of a mistake, they wouldn't hire me. They wouldn't like me. They wouldn't approve of me. They wouldn't let me belong. Contemplate all the ways you've got stories that imprison you around this concept of mistake, about the fear of getting it wrong, about always needing to be right, about being unworthy, that mistakes and worthiness are on a scale and you're trying to balance the scale in your favor. So you minimize mistakes so that your worthiness goes up. All of these are conditions that you can look for in your life, in your behaviors, in your results, that signal that there's a deepest intent under your mistakes. It's deepest intent. This little pocket underneath your mistakes that may be getting in your way of allowing them to be your greatest teacher. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. The idea is you might want to check in on your readiness before you're wandering around wondering, should this be my teacher? Should I go to this workshop? Should I read this book? Should I talk to this person? How ready are you for the wisdom that could come through any one of those channels or all of them? For me, it's been all of them. And I still have spiritual counselors. And I still deepen my understanding. One of my biggest desires that has been an over 10-year desire is going to happen in November at the 9 Gates Mystery School of Mysticism and all the great religions. And I'm so excited. So deepening my self-mastery is about deepening my relationship with the concept of consciousness and human potential as related to mysticism in the great religions of the world. Love it. Juicy, delicious, surprise, delight. That's another story for another day. So let's close today with what do you do? What do you do? So you're ready. You want to be more ready. You are committed and engaged in creating in yourself the vessel that contains your highest and best. And in that vessel is a different level of experiencing your life and expressing you. And so you're ready to go into that space. So as always, you should know by now, if you're playing in my Hump Day Happy Chats, my number one step is to breathe. Is to come into relationship with your breath. So taking a couple deep breaths, closing your eyes, putting your feet flat on the floor, just allowing yourself to notice yourself engaging your breath. Breathing happens so automatically. Most of us don't take time. Well, I won't put myself in that group. Many people don't take time to notice how are they actually experiencing it. Getting to 4, 5, 6 beats on the inhale, 6 beats on the hold, 6 beats on the exhale. Like that can be a practice of claiming the breath consciously. And as you do that, the reason we go to the breath first is we're oxygenating the blood, which oxygenates the brain and the organs. And we need all those organs and the brain, which is an organ, at great capacity. So oxygenation supports and serves us. Then connect to a mistake. Big one, little one, doesn't matter. Connect to one. Especially one that you feel could still be plaguing you. Like look at the history of you in the last year, 2, 10, and notice, Oh my gosh, I think this mistake is showing up again. Oh, signal. Beep, flashing light saying, your teacher has appeared. Are you ready to receive the teachings? So do an inventory. Pick one mistake, just one. Maybe it's with money. Maybe it's with a child. Maybe it's with a lover. Maybe it's in your career. Maybe it's with a project. Doesn't matter. Pick one. Trace it. Allow yourself to be open to, wow, that's really pretty big. Allow yourself to be open to, oh my gosh, what have I done? Allow yourself to be open to, oh, whoops. Oh, there too, whoops. Oh, there too, whoops. Allow yourself to notice your mistakes. Then it's about allowing, accepting, and receiving on the emotional level. Allowing, accepting, and receiving on the emotional level. So that means feel, accept, and flow your emotions. You may be in grief for whatever was lost because of a mistake. There will definitely be something that might be characterized as regret, which could be filled with just sadness. Regret is the idea of what was lost compared to what was desired, and how I got to that space of not having what was desired. So feel that. Feel the sadness. Flow the tears. Feel the fear of what the repercussions could be. Feel the anger of how could this happen? How did I not know? I should have. Befriend those emotions. They're lower vibration. They're not bad or wrong. They're just not your highest and best vibration. And they're still there. So befriend them. Walk toward your sadness and embrace it in love. Allow it to flow. Just don't become it. Don't become a sad person because a situational dynamic triggers you to feel sadness. Feel the sadness, move on. Feel the grief, move on. It'll come back. Feel it again. Keep moving. Befriend the low vibrations. And then allow yourself to potentially reframe the situational dynamic so that you can get to a neutral relationship with them. Notice where the stories you're telling in your head are keeping you in a low vibration. And then change the story. Instead of being in the, oh my God, I can't believe this has happened, you could change the story to, interesting. I wonder why this has happened. Right there, you can feel freedom. Right there. And that was just a change the words. Right there, you can feel a vibrational shift. Does it change the dynamics? No, it changes how you receive the dynamics and how you label the dynamics and how you judge the dynamics. And how you receive, label, and judge are in your way if they are not in the highest vibration. Just getting over that step may be monumental for you. Just keep going. And when you've gotten to neutral, as Eckhart Tolle would say, is that so? The way I say it is, so what, now what? So what that was devastating? Now what? That was then. I am here now. So what? Now what? What's my choice now? And in each moment, what's my choice now? So you reframe, you get to neutral, and then you're at a great place. Neutral is much better from a receiving place than is anchored in the resistance that may come along with grief, sadness, fear, anger, etc. Sift through all the aspects of the dynamic. What's in there? What's for me? How much more can I get? Let me sift through this. sifting through the muck and yuck of your life, the mistakes. When will my greatest teacher appear? When I sift through the muck and yuck of my life. My greatest teacher may have been sitting there for decades. Yes, she said it. Yeah, she's experienced it. And she's still smiling. Sift and discern. Sift through the dynamics, the emotions, the elements, the players, and discern the wisdom in the experience. Look at the linkages between values and mistakes. What could that be? What you value the most may be embedded in your biggest mistakes. What's that telling you? The things that we hold precious are things we pay attention to, things that we might be more receptive to. Remember, when the student is ready is about receptivity. It's about surrender. It's about openness. It's about allowing yourself to be filled with a new wisdom, a new vibration. So look at the values and mistakes relationship. Then you've got to forgive yourself. And I do say that as an imperative. Self-forgiveness is critical in an experience of evaluating and discerning your mistakes. The flow that comes in the forgiveness is what helps you leverage your mistakes into your greatest good. It's the flow of forgiveness that lets you release at the deepest level your resistance to what happened and what's happening now. And then it's a forever practice. So it's over and over and over and over and over and over and over some more. And over and over and over and over and over and over and do it some more. That's the way it works in self-mastery. When will my greatest teacher appear? When I'm ready to receive the greatest teachings in my life. And I offer to you that some of your greatest teachings in your life are going to be found in the depth and breadth of your mistakes. So open yourself up to doing the dance inside your evaluation and neutralization of your mistakes. Thank you so much for being with me. I love to hear your questions and your comments. The Hump Day Happy Chat is here for you. My YouTube channel, youtube.com/Valerie Shepherd. That channel has 215 Hump Day Happy Chats before this one, and some other stuff about laughter and social justice and things that are important to me and that I value in my heart as a part of the purpose that I live and fulfill on the planet. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing, liking, sharing. I always close the Hump Day Happy Chat with the Karanaya Metta Sutra, which is the prayer of loving kindness from the Buddha. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. And may all beings be free. Ashe, Aho, Amen. Thank you so much for being here. Many blessings to you. Bye now.